everyone. I'm Danielle with Trinity Readings. We are doing the Capricorn Weekly Tarotscope. Sorry, my whole sage bundle is falling apart. Keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If you find that the reading doesn't resonate, you can always check your moon, rising, or Venus placements, because sometimes those will resonate more. And I do offer personal readings. You can get all that information in the description box. Alright, Capricorn, we are going to pull some message cards for you. See what's the strongest message that is wanting to come through for you. I feel like it's like something has been like flipped over. Everything's like flipped over on its head, or like there's something going on in your life, like that, like this has always made sense, or this has always been something that has been predictable or consistent, and it's suddenly like flipped over, like it's it's like nothing is making sense, or something just all of a sudden seems like out of the ordinary or not right. It's like I feel like it's supposed to be. It's like things are being flipped on their head or shifted around in order to help you gain a different perspective on something. Just so you can see a different light on a situation, yeah. Especially if there's something that you've been a lot of you, I feel like you're in a relationship with somebody, and you might be feeling like all of a sudden they're acting different, or they're not acting the same, or there's something off, or something seems to be off, or you're just feeling that way in general. And there's nothing wrong. I want to make that very clear. Whatever you're perceiving about another person, if you're in for those of you in a relationship, or just, you know, emotionally, romantically connected to somebody, the perception you're holding of them, you need to acknowledge that in some way, shape, or form, you're holding the same energy. And it's like once you realize that you and this person are both on the same page and you're both holding the same energy, that's what's going to help get you out of this rut that you have been in this relationship. And if this is not, if this is not in regards to a relationship, this is something that you have wanted for a very long time. or this is something that you feel has always been a struggle in your life. Like if you're saying, I have always been broke, I have always struggled with money, I have always had issues with my family, whatever it is, it's something that you have been trying to fix or figure out or move forward in a relationship, or you deal with the same problem in the relationship. The way you're perceiving what you perceive to be the problem on the other end of this is something that you need to see in you, because you are matching the energy completely. And I feel like you might be saying, well, the person I'm with is very guarded and they don't ever express emotions. But I feel like you need to acknowledge within yourself if you do the same thing. The advice that you're giving to other people, I feel like that advice would be beneficial to you. Because we are always, everybody we connect with is mirroring something back to us. And especially in our relationships, the people that we connect to, the intention, the purpose is for each person to learn from the other person, right? But we tend to get stuck in the mentality of one person knows better than the other, and they have to go along. You know what I mean? I really feel in your love life, in your romantic life, in your relationships, or in your relationship, there is a lot of like fear surrounding emotional intimacy and emotional closeness. And I feel like you can easily see it in the other person, and you can easily see what their blockage is, why they are the way that they are. And I feel like you maybe are even working towards helping that person. But you also need to address that you have the same fear and the same insecurity. And it's much easier to fix a problem when we're able to see the energy of it within ourselves, because once you can change the energy within yourself, the external is easy. It's difficult to make changes to our external world while remaining in the same exact energy or the same exact perception or the same exact mind space. You do the inner first and then the outer. I don't feel like this is anything like a major blockage. I feel like it's more along the lines of, you can have more in this than what you have now. You can have more abundance. You can have more emotional vulnerability from that person. You can have more commitment from that person. But there's a perception within you, or something that you're looking at, and you just need to tweak the way you're looking at it, or acknowledge that energy of it within yourself. And the minute you do that, it's going to shift it for you, or it's going to get you in that momentum that you're wanting to be in. The same, fucking God, why can't I talk? The Taurus reading, the message was, don't get so focused on matching the other person's energy. If you're matching somebody's energy, that's fine. You're keeping things consistent. But if you want a shift, you have to be willing to bring a shift to the energy. And if you're wanting more from that person. You have to be willing to put out a little bit more just to get the energy shifted, just to get the energy elevated. Don't focus so much on matching the energy or giving somebody exactly what they're giving to you. If you're trying to, have stability and groundedness, yes, 100%. But if you're wanting to manifest a shift or a change, then you got to bring a change to your energy. Yeah, it's like things are too fair. They're too balanced. And it's like, I feel like you and this person, or with this situation, like you work very hard to do the right thing, to match the energy, to, I know I'm supposed to give this much consistent effort, and I'm also supposed to take time to take care of myself. Like, you're doing everything the right way. But when things get into that consistent energy, I feel like those fears come up, right? And so again, I feel like it's important to understand that this person you're dealing with, this relationship that you're dealing with, there is a soul tie here. There is a soul connection. And that means you and that person are sharing the same energy. You're sharing the same fears. You're sharing the same insecurities. And so again, it's like, if the minute you recognize within yourself the energy that just needs to be tweaked, or the perception that needs to be tweaked, not that you're doing anything wrong, but you're going to bring that shift to the relationship. Because it's almost like I feel like you've it's like I've already cleared this karma. I've already gotten over this issue. Why does it keep presenting itself to me again? And it's simply because there needs to be a shift in the energy. Yeah, let's see a little bit more. You and this person are on the same page. You're soulmates. You're mirroring each other. It's like there's all this energy and desire to move things forward, and it's on the path moving forward. But I feel like it's like you're still holding on. I kind of feel like it's on both ends, but it's like still holding on to something. And the thing that's being held onto is the very thing that continues to cause the issues. It's like having an argument every month about the same exact thing. Like, the discontent is one person feels like they're taking on all the responsibility of the relationship and the other person is just doing nothing, and you have the argument and you hash everything out and you forgive and make up and then go right into doing the same exact thing, both of you, like both people. To some degree it's like you're arguing, or the understood issue, you keep arguing about, or you perceive there to be this one main issue, but it's really another issue all together, and that's what needs to be talked about. And I'm not saying that this is anybody's situation, but it's like there's this really big elephant in the room that needs to be addressed, but nobody's talking about the elephant in the room. You're both just bitching that, you know, why are you dressed like that today? Why do you keep looking at me crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like, or how come every time I walk in the house it smells like elephant shit? Nobody's talking about the elephant. They're talking about, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't even feel like it's something that either person is really doing wrong. It's more of a trust issue, or something that is just like both people are like refusing to talk about. And because this issue is not being kind of brought to light or talked about or addressed, it's just the same thing continuing to repeat itself. Yeah, I just kind of feel like it's like you're both even seeing things from a completely different perspective. It's like I can hear somebody saying, like, they keep avoiding telling me the truth. Why don't they just tell me the truth? But you're not confronting, like, they're not being confronted with the truth. They're being allowed to. It's kind of like that. It's like you have somebody that you know that continues every day to stand in front of you and say the same lie over and over and over again. You know for a fact that they're lying. And so you're like, well, I'll give them one more day to tell me the truth. I'll give them one more day to tell me the truth. Why? Just confront them with it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're, if somebody is behaving badly, they're wrong. But if somebody is watching somebody behave badly and accepting the bad behavior and then bitching about it, like, that's just as wrong too, right? And I'm not saying that either person is doing anything wrong. I feel like both people want to do the right thing and want to work things out in this connection. But I feel like it's like the blame or the responsibility both people are seeing that it's the other person's responsibility to do something. Both are expecting the other person to do something specific. But at the end of the day, that's really not even what the issue is. Because it's like you're wanting openness and honesty from this person, but not accepting. You know what I'm saying? But you're still accepting it. And again, I'm not saying that either of you are doing anything wrong, or it's like there's what the real issue is. It's like both of you are very hesitant to really talk about it, right? It's a really big deal. You don't want to bring this up, or bring up a bunch of wounds, or bring up a bunch of tension. But by not addressing it, it's like it's filtering out into everything else. Like the core issue needs to be addressed. Because I feel like there's a lot that neither of you have really communicated to each other. And so there's a lot of assumptions that have been created because of it. All right, let me just get a little bit more. Yeah, I feel like you have a really good connection here. I just feel like it's gone through a lot. There's been a lot of difficulties. It seems to have gone through the same cycle over and over again. But it's like the way that the communication has been between you and this person, it's kind of been like avoidant of what the truth really is, or what really needs to be talked about. You both want things to be okay. You both want this to progress. And I feel like it's just a matter of really addressing what the truth really is. And at the same time, don't be willing to take all of the blame and all of this responsibility, but at the same time, don't deflect every single bit of blame and responsibility either. You know what I mean? All right. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye-bye.